videos. And dear participants, we are going to have another 30 minutes to 45 minutes for the session. If anybody is in hurry of getting feedback and links, kindly they have to wait and they have to bear me for another half an hour to 45 minutes. So with this, I will start my presentation. So one more confirmation, I would like to have it from the Naren sir. Sir, I'm audible? Anyone, Prabhu,
Yes, sir.
audible?
Audible, sir.
Audible and my
Yes, sir. You are audible.
PPT is visible.
Presentation is visible.
Okay.
PPT is visible.
Yes, yes. I will start now.
Okay.
So my presentation consists of initially introduction to the cloud-based e-learning, then a little idea about what do you mean by learning management system, and creation of interactive digital classroom. I am getting some disturbances. Participants, those mics are on, kindly mute them. Thank you. So this is what is there for the today's presentation. Finally, we try to look at the benefits of the digital classroom. So probably I may cover it before I go for the creation of the interactive classes. So basically, cloud-based e-learning. So everybody is familiar with the cloud word and everybody is familiar with the e-learning. So cloud-based e-learning makes use of learning management system which is hosted on the internet. So this fact is known to everyone. And other factors are also known to you. So let me repeat them. So it can be accessed by logging into the web portal. Because my laptop or mobile, it is only used as a input and output device. The rest of the things will take place in the cloud itself. So no software from our device is being used to run the things. So it does not require to install specific hardware or software. And finally, a brief line for the LMS. The LMS is the one which allows you to create your own course content, manage the distribution of the study material, assignment and evaluation. So there are several benefits of cloud-based learning management systems are there. So few I have listed here and most of them are known to you. So we need to do the repetition so that its importance can be imprinted in your minds, so that the whatever negativity is there towards onlining, so that may goes on. So the best benefit is that it is cost effective. So right now many companies have given it free. So we are all enjoying that one, and the part of that this webinar may be going on. So implementation time is almost nil. As soon as you log into the web portal, so your learning management system starts working because everything is on the cloud. So next is it is easy to work. So it's most important one. There may be several alternatives will be there, but we need to choose the one which is the most easiest one, because right now, so we have all of a sudden in mass shifted to the online teaching. So many people are not well versed with the technology of online teaching and learning. So the best way to start is the easiest one. So cloud based e-learning is the easiest one, because only you have to manage, nothing is to be done. So mobile friendly is necessary, because I think nearly 80% of the people may be using mobile to listen to this webinar. Then configurable, so we can set our own protocol conditions, or we can customize. In simple terms, we can customize the learning management system, and it should be secured and scalable. So you can keep on adding up the students. That is what do you mean by the scalable. I'll say that I do it for one class, so next class, like that, and there must be security for the data what we are sharing it. So streamlining training is also required one. So cloud-based learning management system have several modules, and those all modules are integrated. So there is the streaming is there, streamlining is there, and community is also there, which will help you in training. So low maintenance, because cloud-based e-learning is SaaS. I hope everybody knows it is software as a service. So what do you mean by the learning management system? So here I will go to the participants and want to have some interaction with them. Then later I will taking it. I will allow only 2 minutes, because it is around 7 p.m. I am targeting to finish it at 7:30, at the max 7:45. So participants, can anyone tell me, so what is the present learning management system which is adopted by us? Don't consider the online. Don't consider the online. Before this COVID-19, the traditional learning management system. So what do you mean by that one? You can chat it so that I can view in my chat box. If you are not ready to answer, you can say no answer, so that at least I can continue. I will give 2 minutes so that people will. So Moodle, okay. No, Moodle is not the one. Chalk and talk is best. Monopriya, don't get confused. My question is with the traditional one. All dear participants, align with my thinking so that we can experience the new things and we try to understand. Preeti, Blackboard is the right one. Blackboard is one part of my learning management system. So what are the other? Sucheta said PPT, classroom teaching accepted, PPT is accepted. What else apart from this? So these two doesn't make the system. I'm talking about the online boards. So kindly don't use the word online. I'm talking about the traditional one. Textbooks, very good. Very good. Naren sir, very good. Very good. Textbooks. Textbooks is the traditional way, right? Yes. Yes. Videos, again, it goes online. Oral test, okay, accept it. Material, Uday, material means what? Teaching aids. What do you mean by teaching aids? Class notes, okay. Class notes is the right answer. Yes, class notes is. Chart also I will accept it. Models, accept it. Quizzes is again a new concept. Earlier also people used to do it. Okay. So still you are not getting the complete idea about the system. So journals and magazines. It's all, yes. Group discussion, okay. See, I am talking about learning management system. So try to understand what all things are required to carry out the learning, where teacher and students are involved, where knowledge is transferred from teacher to student. Apart from that, something else is required. Interaction, okay, open book, question and answer session, etc. See, try to understand the system. See, if I talk about a school or college is one answer I am getting it. So basically we need a college. We need a college. Training, it is a different part. College is the right answer. Infrastructure, if I call it what infrastructure is required, Physical infrastructure means what? So exams is one right particular parameter. So classroom, offline exams, assignment, okay. So now we can stop chatting with me. I will go to the idea what I have in my mind. I hope that one you will also agree with me, that one. So basically we need a complete system to run all the things. So we need a college, we need a building where classrooms are there, blackboards are there. Okay. So we need desks to sit the students. We need notice boards where we can communicate to the students and others, even faculties, by circulating the notice boards, a way of communication, in mass communication. We need books. So we need what you call stationery to conduct the assignments and what you call classroom tests. Okay. So then we need examination halls, examination office, a separate thing which will be maintaining all the things for running a smooth examination. We need a good environment in the classroom. And finally, so we need some administrators with all service utilities so that they can speak with the student, they can speak with the teacher, they can speak with the librarian, they can speak with the management, they can speak with the parents. So the same thing we have to create it on online system. So that is what we call it as a cloud-based learning management system. So simply going on Zoom, simply going on Google Meet is not going to fulfill the complete requirement of the learning. So Zoom and all new techniques, what we are doing with the webinar, these are one part of that one. The remaining part also we have to think it. So when you include all these things, it will become a system. So this is a traditional system. In my opinion, similar thing we wanted to have it on the virtual one. So when we talk about e-learning, so e-learning is spread out. So there is a lot of risk of losing the data is there, because earlier days when we used to use this data, we use CDs, drives, pen drives. So they are all device dependent one. So they were not available to everyone. So there was risk of losing the data. So because of all these what we call limitations, so we have to shift to the cloud system. So finally, what do you mean by a LMS or learning management system? So basically it organizes e-learning content in one location. So slightly let me read it for you because all parts are very important here. So instead of having e-learning content spread out, so everything is kept under single location. So e-learning team can also access the information if you are using a cloud-based learning management system, thanks to fact that all stored on the remote server. This makes learning management system a natural fit for online collaboration. So I hope that one I try to tell you what do you mean by the learning management system, which was traditionally there. So now which is there on the cloud one. So congratulations, somebody is saying that when their certificate is produced. Okay, so learning management system, when we talk about the cloud, the components of this learning management system includes this. So some software we need it, some management or the administrator is required, so documentations we have to require, and tracking is required. So one more way of defining a learning management system is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, and delivery of educational courses. Remember, we do all these things. Right now, traditionally, we administrate it. Principal is there, HOD is there, staffs are there, lab assistants are there, PUMs are there. So we maintain a lot of documentation. We prepare what we call attendance sheet. We prepare mark list sheet. We evaluate the internal assessment mark. We evaluate the final marks. So even we track it. So those students are absent, those who are present, why attendance is less, so that we will do it. So we report to the HOD. HOD will report to the principal. Principal will report to the university. So it is also taking place. So we deliver the courses by chalk and board, by textbooks, by even sharing the online content. We are doing it, but everything is not happening at a single place. So virtual labs is the best example for a perfect what we call learning management system. So this is basically meant for carrying out the labs. If you look at it here introduction, list of experiment, everything is there. So this is pertaining to a particular experiment. Theory part is there, procedure is there, self-evaluation is there, and simulation is there. So using this simulation, theory is there, procedure is there, simulation is there, self-evaluation is there, simulator is there, assignment is there, quiz is there, video is there, and reference is there. Everything is available on the cloud or on the website. So you can just go there, in which part you are interested, so you can read. If you doesn't know the procedure, get the procedure. If you doesn't know the procedure, go to the theory and gain the theory, learn the procedure, go to the simulator, if you doesn't understand, go to the video, do the self-evaluation. If you want to take the quiz, you can take up the quiz. If you want to have a further things to be covered there, go to the assignment. So everything is available in a single row as a different tabs. So this is what we expect to happen in learning management system. So when we talk about the learning management system, so these three things are also very important. So cognitive level we have to touch up. So we have to touch up the affective domain and we have to touch up the psychometer. So online learning and teaching, definitely it will touch all the what we call three domains. Cognitive level, so we are doing. So affective, we have to do it by giving them a better material. When students feel that one, we are gaining something out of these online classes, so then only they will start attending it. Because even faculties are attending a number of webinars, but it is a general impression that one. So people are not listening it in an affective domain. They are simply using their cognitive domain to listen to it. If you have a affective domain works, so definitely we listen to the webinars clearly and you try to implement it. To implement it, we need a psychometer skill. So we may say so many things at the beginning of this seminar you might have said. So everybody is familiar with how to share the screen. So in spite of that, when it comes a particular person to do it, he will face little difficulties and other people will help him, and in this way, so psychometric skills can be improved upon. So this also we can do it with the online, with cloud-based e-learning, learning management system. So this much is requirement of a learning management system. So when we look at a learning management system, so we said that one, it is a what you call system. Let me show one more time. So software is needed, courses are needed, documentation is needed, tracking is needed. So what all other things we are looking for a what you call in features of a learning management system. So there are several management systems are there. So most of people you are familiar with. So let me show that slide. So these are all video based. So above one are what you call purely learning management system. And most of you are very well versed with the learning management system, and some of you may be using it. So this is a webinar, so we try to give little more in-depth idea about the Google Classroom. You can select anyone, but only thing you have to carry out the things to the full extent. So coming back to the what features of a learning management system I should look for. So first one is the ease of use. So quickly a teacher or the student should able to start operating. So this feature is very, very important one. So integration of data. So why we need a integration of data? Because simply learning is not enough. The learning cycle has to complete. It will complete or the loop will be closed with the evaluation system and announcement of the results. So every data, the what material we have shared with the student, how we conducted the assignment, how we have evaluated. So every data has to be communicated between the teacher and student, and it also should be integrated with the department, and it should be integrated with the college also. So content management is also very important one. So already, so we are familiar with online content. So your management system should be such that it should able to share any kind of soft material. It may be in the form of video, it may be form of PPT, it may be form of PDF. What are the other forms are there? All forms it should support. That is, we should look at. So it should support for the blending. It should give. Hello. So it should support for the blending of the learning, offline and online. So testing and assessment is also most important one. Without that, the learning management system or the whole learning process is not going to conclude. So right now we are doing it. The same thing we expect it to happen on the computer, basically on the cloud. So reporting tracking is also required, and security is the most important one because data should be secure. So apart from that, some more particular things are there which are very much related with our pure learning and testing process, that is assessment, grading and scoring, so multiple device access, so interactive resources, course creation and summarizing. So these are all we should able to do it in cloud itself. So that's a system we should select it. Rather, I should say that one, all these we can do it on the cloud. So these are the various platforms are there. So just we selected the Google Classroom. The reason is that one, access to the student is easy and communication also very easy. It allows to communicate it in group and it will allow it to communicate it in private also. So you can send personalized PDF, PPT and videos. So you can track the learning material and you can track the learning process of the student. It's well organized. Assessment, we can do it in the Google Classroom. And comprehensive record of a student also we can do it, like student list, mark list and data analysis. So this is a comparison between Schoology and Google Classroom. So even Edmodo is also there. So everywhere you find more or less all are having the similar features. So you can make use of any one. So this is one what I'm talking about the Schoology. So if people are particularly familiar with the Schoology, it's not an issue. If they are not familiar with the particular Schoology, so they can look at it. Just let me log in this one. Okay, this is So very good internet has supported me. So you can see this one. This is what you call. This layout is something similar to the what you call your Facebook. So here add materials are there. Here all materials are there. Assignment tests are there. So this is the what you call layout for our school. So similarly, this is one what you call screenshot of Moodle. So if you want, I will show the Moodle. You want me to show the Moodle? Okay. If required, at the end I will show it, because again I have to log into the things. Somebody saying no, so I will show it at the last. So this is a comparison between Google Classroom with the Moodle. So ease of use 4.5 compared to 4. So let me use my marker to show you here. So ease of use 4.5. Moodle what you call 4. Value for money, I'm going to leave it because it is free. Customer support, we are going to get 4.5 here, and whereas Moodle it is getting 4. And functionality, we got 4.5 here, and here we are getting it 4. And from where you have taken, I think that link I have pasted it, it is not visible. But last review was what, July 2, and this is July 6. So we found some good advantages of what you call Google Classroom. So these are the few what you call reviews. So because I'm using the Google Classroom, so I'm trying to highlight the positive points of it. So there may be certain what you call some limitations, but as a Google worldwide network is there. So here also already we have seen value for money, customer support. So you can see that how many 5 stars we got it. So here is also one company which is education management. So size is of 10,000 employees. So it says that we can use it for diverse use for the students. So it is very effective in creating differentiated instructions for the students. So this is one very important one. So this is required for your NBA and NACS. Okay. So the reason for using, he says that one, it has other what you call besides Google Classroom, it supports what we call it as a Google Meet, Google Hangouts. So probably Kobe College has got what you call G Suite. So if you log in using your college ID into the G Suites, so probably you may explore more what you call features of the Google Classroom. So this is some more what you call somebody is asking virtual lab. Sir, kindly finish me this one. I will definitely talk about the virtual lab tomorrow, sir. Okay. So if you shift your focus from the presenter, then it becomes difficult to continue. Because I am taking feedback yours on chat also. Kindly focus on the present one. Or if you having more idea or easy idea, you are most welcome to share the things. Okay. So let me take few minutes before going to the creation of the what you call classroom. So how Google Classroom is going to benefit in 3 dimensions. One is student's perspective, one is teacher's perspective, and one more is institution one. Or you can call it as a 3 domains you can call it as, or 3 directions you can call it. I am mixing these 3 and I am going to tell you that how so we can make use of the Google Class for various requirements of learning management system. So we seen how this traditional management system works, and also we are well versed with that one. So now we try to compare and we try to see that one, can we have all the flexibility and all functionalities what a traditional classroom is there available in the Google Class or not. Okay, so for learning processes, so we need to create a Google Classroom here. So students are to join that Google Classroom. How I will tell you. So this icon is representing teacher, this is representing the material, and this is representing the what you call classroom. So you can have various what you call different subjects, different classrooms, different teachers. It is depicted here. So same students are able to what you call access to the different materials in different classrooms, which are managed by the different teachers. So I hope that my infography will gives you more information. So the same process, whether the teachers are performing, whether the students are performing or not. So that can also be observed by the, say that one level up authority. So let me call them as a head of department or head of the sections. So there will be one more layer will be there. So they are all in this hierarchy. They are all can be connected to each of the classroom. So directly they can monitor the content, they can monitor the teacher, they can monitor the excuse me, they can control the classroom, they can control the teacher progress, they can control the every student's progress. So let's see for learning how it is helpful Google Classroom. So basically, three best things are there with the Google Classroom: ease of use, quick implementation, well organized. So basically, we need to distribute the material to the student, that is in the form of what you call test or PDF. Google Classroom as well doesn't support this video, this one. If you are having new browser or new operating system, or if you are having G Suite, in Google Classroom itself, you will get an icon to link with the Google Meeting. So using Google Meeting, you can interact with the students, or you can distribute the test material, video material, any other material in the Google Classroom itself. How that I will show you later onward. Here I am discussing it, how it is helpful for student, teacher, and college and administration. So Google has got structural instructional material, because any material when you share it, you have to give a title to it, you have to give a description to it, then you have to give what you call type of the material, whether it is a video, whether it is a document, whether it is content, whether it is a blended content. So that thing you have to mention it. This is very much helpful in preparing what we call it as the instructional design, because online teaching slightly differs from the traditional teaching. So your content and the kind of instructions what you have to follow in online is slightly different. For that, the Google Classroom is the best one. It has got a structured way of sharing the material. So systematic feedback and evaluation, you can get it from the students. Okay. So you can track the progress of the student. The teacher can track the progress of the student. Head of department can track the protocol progress of each classroom, each teacher, each student. Okay, both way they can control it. So interaction between teacher and student, it can take place. So Google Classroom allows you to have it at three different levels. One at the stream level, which is a more general one and common one, like Facebook. Whatever notifications you will fit, everything will be available there. So pertaining to a particular topic, so that also you can have interact there. If you have got 2-3 topics, so 2-3 different class comments you can run simultaneously, and all that conversation will be pertaining to that only. So teachers can communicate with student, student can communicate with teacher, even students can communicate with their own peers. So even this can happen it in a private also. So it will lead to the personalized learning, because whether it is a material, whether it is the assignment, So every teacher will get it separately, so it will help him in personalized learning. So faculties have an advantage to look at that in a single window. So which student has done the work, who has not done it. So similarly, students also can view his own progress. So whether what all the things are available on the Google Classroom, whether he has done his part of the work or not. That also possible with the Google Classroom. So assignment is also a very important part of your learning process. So structured, what I say that this is, you have to give title, you have to give description. We can create multiple copies of the assignment, and all the assignment will be available on the Google Cloud. No need to worry about what you call losing of the data, neither student nor the teacher. Once if you upload it in Google, it will be available in the cloud. So we can fix up the due date. We can mentor the student. If any student does any mistake in particular assignment, so you can send him a private message, or even you can put a comment on his document, whether it may be an e-document or it may be a PDF document. That also we can do it mentally. Digital, we can communicate between students. Google document you can share, Google Slides you can share, Google Sheet you can share, Google Drawing you can share with the students, or so whatever he does it in offline on a paper, he can take the picture of it. It means he can digitize it and he can share with the teacher or with the others. So one single view we can get it. So we can send mass. So S is missing here. Mass emails you can get. So suppose that I have given an assignment. So few people have submitted and few people have not submitted. You can send at a single stroke by clicking. Those who are not submitted, you can send a message. You can send emails to them in a single click. So auto sorting is there. Alphabetically you can sort it out, or you can sort it on based on whether the students have submitted the assignment or not. So that is called as turned in Google Classroom. This is the terminology of the Google Classroom. So next is separate folders we have for each assignment. We need not to worry about it. In traditionally what we have to do it, IA test for first, second, third. So sorting we have to do it, and we have to arrange it for each students. So we need not to do anything here. So as you keep on taking different assignments, as you keep on quizzes, or you keep on asking different questions. So for everything there will be a separate folder will be created. All relative files will be maintained there. So late submission, I can track it. Who has late submitted, by what amount he has late submitted, that also I can track it. So notifications, you will get it. When any student submits, you will get a notification. If any material is added, any assignment is added, so that notification will also go to the students. Even you can desubscribe the notifications, but I prefer that let the notification comes, because we are all using the mobile mobiles for our communication. So quickly we can respond to the notifications, or at least we can make a note of it. So this is a good feature of Google Classroom. Any transaction, you will get email. So there is a radius of manipulation is there, because every classroom, all students are available. So every document is kept in a Google Drive. So there is a less possibility of cheating, or you can say that multiplicating or manipulating it. It doesn't mean this that it will stop 100%, but definitely it will reduce. So next is ask question. You can run it in live session also. You can use the add-ons such as Peer Deck is there, and many more are there. So you can go for online session for asking the questions to the students. So due date also you can fix up here. So live session you can do it with the add-on at what I declared. Evaluation I can do it. I can use the rubrics for carrying out the evaluation. I can gradebook automatically it prepares for whatever. So if you grade all the students, so gradebook is ready. with alphabetical order. So no need to have. Google has got one more option, what we call it as a offline. So if internet is not there, even though you can you can work it on a offline. So only thing, before you are going offline, you have to turn the option on the Google Drive or the Google Classroom that you are going offline. So once if you become online, it will be synchronized. This is good for the rural students, so those who can make use of this facility. So for internal assessment test, a little more advantage we can have. We can schedule the test, so we can fix up the due date and the time. Once if you schedule it, even if you forget it, Google Classroom will automatically assign the assignment or the test question paper to all the students. You can have a single question paper to every student, or you can make a multiple copy for each student. So transparency is there in this one, because who has submitted, who has not submitted, at what time is there, it is transparency is there. So no documentation. It means what? Paper wise, you need no need to document it. That is the meaning of that one. Everything is documented there. So analysis also it will give what is the average of the classroom, and like that it will give. Or you can download it to Excel sheet and you can do the further analysis. So you can have a review. So suppose say that you have done a particular assignment. So you can have a review whether all the students have done it or not. Suppose say that you got 5 assignments. So all 5 assignments you can review at a single stroke. You can have a minimized window for each one. You can review them and you can mark it as a reviewed. It means if everything is over, then you can mark it as a reviewed. The similar facility is also there for the students. So systematically organized, that is the biggest advantage of our what we call Google Classroom, because once the students become your enter your Google Classroom, their email ID, their name, everything will be arranged systematically. All the activities are recorded against them. Against each student, assignment will come. Against each student, question will come. So you can share the grade book with the higher ups, or you can share between the teachers. So here I have shown what we call internal assessment. My diagram shows that one single classroom it is depicting. Several teachers are there, several subjects are there, but students are what we call assessing. They are assessing the single classroom. For test and other things, you can have a single classroom because it can create a document of complete classroom. And it will also create a good, healthy competition between the teachers, because the only disadvantage is that one. So everything is what we call available, or everything can be edited by each teacher. A small care we have to take it. Otherwise, it is helpful. In other terms, if you think is that if in a particular faculty has some problem or some issue, that one, then the other faculty can collaborate it, you can evaluate it, you can take the classes, you can schedule the classes, everything also it can be done. So you can take it in a positive way. Even you can have a virtual meetings. So, or you can have your own Google Classroom for conducting the meetings, because all the minutes of the meeting, all notices are available in the cloud. The faculty can go to that particular classroom. They can check it anytime. What we call the higher authorities can directly communicate with the lower one. So that is what we call it as a notice. Minutes of the differential instructions we can give. You can give different instructions to the head of department. So you can give a different instruction to the staff. So very transparent administration you can do even with the virtual meetings. You can assign works to the staff members. So that one say that in most of the colleges, some class coordinates will be made. So you can connect with the class coordinates. You can ask the class coordinate to do this particular work. So they can submit the work as a student does it in a classroom. So all documents are available for reference and we can reuse it. So faculties can make use of reuse of it. So suppose say that a particular notice is given to the particular branch, say that EMC branch is given, you want to give it to particular mechanical branch, so you can use it. So HOD or principals the same notification they can share with the different classrooms with the same platform. So collaboration between the faculty is which one I already touched upon it. Even everything is stored in Google, so no need to worry about loss of the data. So every second, every minute, the Google Drive keeps on saving the things. So we need not to worry about this. So counseling classes also you can have for the students. The biggest advantage is of personalized counseling, or you can treat it as a personalized learning. So my experience is that when students submit their assignment, because the assignments are meant for continuous internal assessment. So continuous internal assessment is a process by which the teacher gets the feedback about the progress of the students. So we should give feedback to the student. Suppose if it doesn't perform in first test, so we can guide him to perform in second test by identifying his lapses. So you can do it one-to-one basis. Most of the time in a face-to-face classroom, students will be very shy and they will be very afraid to share their feelings. But here, personalized care you can take it. Student can freely share the things with him. He can ask any doubts with him. At the same time, the teacher can share extra material to that particular student. So suppose say that one particular student is lagging, or so that he doesn't understood one particular concept. So whereas he need to know the content which was been covered in the previous semester. So that particular content, you can send it to that particular student and you can ask him to go through that one, update himself, and you can allow him to continue it. It means what? Students can learn at their own pace. Students can learn with their own pace. This is only possible with online. The one more advantage of this Google Classroom is that student can raise his doubt or his question anytime.